Hello everyone and welcome back to week 3 of Creative Nest, and we're going to be going through a final bit of talking about creating under pressure. Really interesting experience in this, because we're in the summer months in the northern hemisphere of the world. There's a lot of action, a lot of yang, a lot of going outward and expanding kind of energy, but at the same time, because um everything exists because its opposite also exists. If you kind of subscribe to that idea, I do. Um, that can also mean that while there is a lot of outer expansion, of course, we go deeper inside as well. So our insides are trying to expand and take reshape, and our outsides are trying to expand and take shape again. And what does that mean? Oh my god. Hello. It is like a pressure cooker, and I've definitely been feeling that for the last couple of weeks. Any of you guys have been feeling that, would like to share or, create a conversation, please feel free to share in the comments. I would be so happy to hear from you guys. And Beanie is back with us. She's here for the vibe. But I really, really want to acknowledge the fact that we're all still here. If you're watching this video, you're still here, you're showing up. And like in the first video, I'm gonna create like a bit of a longer conversation around what it means to actually show up to what you've committed yourself to show up to. I think there's a magic to deciding that you're gonna do something and following through. I mean, like any of us, I have also been through this where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do something, and then last minute I'll be like, nah, I don't feel like it. Like, I'm gonna just take care of myself or whatever, whatever, whatever. And there is medicine in listening to your body, but there is something else that comes out when you alchemize whatever it is that you're feeling so you can still show up to your commitments. Like, whew. And I think I'm still feeling that Capricorn moon, in a way, because it builds trust not only in the entire universe and everybody outside of you, but the most important, I think, is that it actually builds that trust within you. So even if you show up late, if you show up messy, if you show up, you showed up. Great. You can show up better the next round. You can take accountability for how, crappily you showed up this time because of X, Y, and Z. It's okay. Just show up. So I think that's been like a major theme going for like the last couple of weeks, and even through today, where it's like, what if showing up is the practice, right? What if, you know doing your morning routine that feels really good, even if it feels kind of crappy one day, even though another day it feels like the most magical thing on the planet, but you show up every day, right? So your whole system starts to change internally over time because you keep doing it. When we go ahead and follow through, no matter how messy, no matter how many obstacles, whatever it is, no matter if late or early or on time, not only are we experiencing, feeling the pressure of what in the past maybe has caused us to say no or to back down, we're also encountered with versions of ourselves where even echoes of the past, of our family, of society, of whoever, whatever it is, doesn't even matter. Um, it can feel like your body, like something wants to go. Like it feels like dying in a way. And I don't want to say that in the sense of like actual death. I don't know what that feels like, right? But mentally, emotionally, even physically, it can be painful. It can be intense. It can feel like your nervous system is shot. It can feel like every part of the cell of your body wants to run, but you show up. Me had to restart the camera because my computer died. So, like, I was talking about creative projects and stuff. When, um, it can be, things that you feel in your heart that you get really excited about. Maybe meeting up with someone, maybe showing up to a festival and like teaching something, or a retreat, or, starting a business, or whatever the heck, But once you start making connections with other people, um, or feeling into the thing that feels like in your gut that is a yes, and you actually tell yourself, I'm putting a date in for this, I'm showing up, blah, blah, blah. Um, a lot of the things that, would prevent you normally from totally going all out and doing the thing will come up. Um, I'm in a couple of weeks, from July 17th to 19th, I'm going to be in British Columbia, at Aurea Goddess Festival. And, I had the opportunity to go ahead and show up and do like an extra facilitation for some women with the dream reflection sessions that I do. And it's going to be something like Seen and Sovereign. And I'm really excited about it, right? And I am being confronted with like, you got a plane ticket, you got to make sure you get the plane tickets to go there, to get to the next place afterwards, to, make sure that I can actually physically get to the location, so like Ubers or whatever the heck, hotel, all that stuff, like past me might have been like, oh my God, this is so much. Eep, how am I going to get there? All these things are just coming up that are like, where I would normally feel a lot of pressure. Hi, Beanie. Let's ground together. And I do feel the pressure, but the reason why I said yes is stronger than why I would say no, and that actually comes straight from my inner knowing, my intuition, you could call it, but everything in me is like, okay, let's, all worries aside, let's figure out how can it get done. And it is getting done. It's happening, and I think that's part of being able to show up to yourself, to a portal, to something that you feel connected to. And it's reminding me of a moment too I had with, a scene of finishing up a short film that I've been working on for years now, right? And it had felt like, a baby to me. Like, it literally felt like a treasure. And I remember this part of the film, I had set up like 6 mirrors, put like plants around them. I built a whole set around it, right? And that same day, my moon cycle landed. Body was like, hey, you want to deal with the cramps? You want to like just, you want your focus to be messed up? I was like, all right, I'm going to have whatever I have to have so that the pain isn't the thing that's going to stop me today. A few people canceled, plans switched around, accommodations were switched around last minute, and old me would have been like totally imploded, freaked out, whatever it was. But the love for creating this film and getting the scene done and having that opportunity literally right in front of me, to the point where I could touch it, smell it, and everything, was like, all right, let me just take 30 minutes at the beach. I'm going to call a friend. And you guys might have similar things that you can go ahead and do when you have those pressure points really come in like super hot. But I remember being at this beach, right, just staring at the waves. That's kind of one of my practices. I will literally go to the ocean and look at the waves. And if I need to call someone, I will. I'll read, I'll cry, I'll listen to music, whatever. In this case, I just called a friend and was like, what do I do? And she just let me word vomit. My friend just let me word vomit. And I think that that's literally all I needed to do. I needed like 12 minutes to word vomit, and then I got the idea that was like, all right, it's not going to be windy tonight. I'm going to divide this filming in 2 days. 2 people for 2 days. And I'm not even kidding you, that actually ended up being a blessing, because the amount of time that we needed just for 2 people for each days was so long that if we tried to squeeze it all into one, it would have been like insane. Like we would have been done at like 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, being able to figure out that, okay, we're going to work with what we have because I was available, another person was available. Let's still work with what we have, what we're available to use. Ended up being kind of like the medicinal remedy for the whole weekend and made it super harmonious. You know, like filming was very smooth, it was relaxed, literally for both days. The whole set was able to stay intact for the most part overnight. And then even the day after filming both of those things, I was able to get a couple last little shots in, so that, you know, just whatever, you know, I needed those little details. But why I'm saying that is because literally every single obstacle that could have possibly come forth was presented in front of me, and it was as if the universe was like, so do you quit now? And I was like, no, are you crazy? I'm gonna keep going. But I needed that slight pullback just for a moment to be able to hear, this is what you need to do. Yeah. I just want to breathe into that for a moment. Like, if you're feeling intense amounts of pressure right now, or heat, or whatever it is that feels intensity, like, wise, can you see how the present moment is actually trying to help you? You know, can you see how? Because in my case, right, that moment was trying to get me to take up more space, take up more time, relax a little bit more, and just talk to people, right? What is your situation trying to give you? Right? When we have pressure, it's really literally just all our thoughts and patterns and things trying to just melt away at that point. And they're competing with what reality is trying to give us. Whew. Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I even need to like sit with that for a second, right, Beans? Yeah, she's grounded in on that. When we actually take the short amount of time to relax, to breathe, to talk to somebody, to write, to let it out, to let the pressure out, that's when the truth of the moment arises, right? And whatever creative endeavor that you are engaging or embarking on, like little intuitive hints will come through. Perhaps it may be like, hey, talk to this person. Hey, talk to XYZ, all these people. Or go to this website, or go hug a tree, or whatever it is, you know, like, It's those moments of inviting us to play rather than go at it so seriously. And it's pretty wild what can come out on the other side of it when you just face it. You know. um, I can't tell you how many times in my life this amount of pressure has come up, but on the other side of it is absolute pure magic. Like, you know, the if you actually allow guidance and help to come in, whether it be from your guides, from your ancestors, from physical people, animals, the earth, water, you know, deities that you connect with, whatever it is, when you actually allow the help in, even if it's your own internal help, it really shows up. It really, really shows up. Whew. Yeah. I think I really want to just take a moment to breathe into whatever it is that you may be experiencing. Maybe you've been working through it the last couple of days. It might feel like that tube that we're kind of moving through in the first episode. If you didn't see it, you can always check it out. It might be like you either want to implode or explode. You know, whatever you learned through the last few kind of days or whatever you're learning in this moment, I'd love you to be able to tap into your own experience. So, wherever you are at right now, just notice where you're feeling pressure. You don't need to like close your eyes or anything. Right now, it's in my head. And there's literally like a storm overhead, so I'm feeling like really intense, like air pressure in my head, a lot of thoughts, a lot of different directions. And wherever you're feeling this kind of pressure, can you just allow it to your attention to come downward? Maybe it's towards the earth. Maybe you just notice your shoulders starting to wiggle out. Maybe it's your spine releasing something. I'm just slowing down your breath. Maybe you'll allow yourself to take up a lot of space in this moment. So any other thoughts or obligations, whatever it is, can you put them down for just a few minutes? And I'd like to ask you, what is this moment in time trying to give you? And can you open your doors to be able to receive that gift? So I know for me, this moment in time where I am, is that everything is trying to remind me of how creative I am. It's also trying to remind me to play, to see when things work, to see when things don't work, to talk to people, you know, to ask for help, you know, to experiment again in all areas of life. And if you'd like to speak aloud or write down what you're receiving right now, feel free to write it in the comments too. This will great spark a really nice conversation too. What are you being given right now in this moment? What opportunity is arising rather than what is closing in on you? What opportunity is arising? What do you feel like you can't get, right? Versus what's here. How can you use what is here for you and for others for the benefit of all? wherever you're at. I invite you to take a deep breath in, breath out, all the way, breath in, fill up the body, maybe puff out the belly, hold the breath, maybe sip some air in. When you're ready to release, slowly let it out. We'll do another one like that. Breathe in, hold, expand, hold, expand. Another sip of air. And then exhale out. Let it all the way out so that you become empty at the bottom, and hold for a moment. Notice if there's any pressure for you to breathe. If you feel like someone else is asking you to breathe. And when you're ready, you can breathe in and out. And find a natural breath for yourself. And starting to find the body in this physical space again. If you closed your eyes, if you didn't, just bring attention to where the body connects to the ground. Wiggle the toes, the fingers, and I'll invite you to take a nice deep breath in through the nose, stretching the whole body, expanding. Then exhale, let it out, nice and soft, waving everything down and out to the sides. Whoa. I would love to hear in the comments what is moving through you right now, to start some really beautiful conversations, because wherever you're at, whatever pressure you're feeling, you're not alone. And, you know, with that, concluding the Creating Under Pressure series, if you'd like to go deeper, I would love to invite you to try out the Activate Your Creativity Challenge. The link is in the bio. You'll get some emails. There's 3 full days and some workbooks that accompany the practices. They're all free. So give it a shot. Try out the Creative Nest website. See if there's anything that resonates with you. I hope to see you guys in the future, upcoming for our next series. Thank you so much. Mwah. Ah, pa, pa, pa. Binny, we're wet.